Weapon Refinery predictions. Our next group of heroes will be pretty significant because, wow, Muspel's gonna go against Fjorm. Finn finally will have a point to himself, and Dark Mystletainn, which was amazing, is gonna get improved further. Maribelle, which had Trilemma, which, by the way, guys, I always thought Trilemma was hilarious because half the time I would use it positively. You know what I mean? Like to use
even
it
though
to
it's a
help you.
negative status.
Yes. They tell you it's a negative status effect, but it never gets used like that. And Nifl Frostflowers from Bridal Sanaki, which, by the way, that was so controversial. I hope everyone realizes she was a flower girl. She wasn't, like, actually getting married. Come on. All right, anyways. Loyalty Spear, I think everybody expects it to be a Brave Lance still. Inflicts speed -2, unit attacks twice, even foe initiates combat, unit attacks twice. Oh, a prediction for it to become a true Brave Lance.
I expect it to be true Brave, but I don't expect it to be speed -2. I think he's going to stay slow.
Yeah, because it's a 5 full detriment. The thing is, like, we do have other heroes like Elincia, who got from 5 to 2.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, but that's better.
Right. I get what you're saying, but I'm saying, like, it's not out of the question because Finn does have some speed. That's the thing.
Yeah, base of, let's see here. Finn has 33.
Yeah.
It could happen. It could.
For a hero of his age, yeah, that's actually pretty good, which is hilarious. Back then, Camus was like the fastest, like, cav lancers. What?
They're tied.
Yeah, it's weird. It was weird times, chat. Anyways, if unit initiates combat or if units within 2 spaces an ally, grants attack speed defense +4 to unit during combat, which is pretty fair and kind of makes sense because it's Finn. He wants to stay near allies. He is, of course, best guy.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, he also has Canto Rem +1, which is Remainder +1, which is really good, giving him retreat function. I think if he actually got all of that, that's incredible.
I don't think the speed. One of those things won't happen.
Yeah, one of those things.
But otherwise, this is a pretty believable. Like, if this was actually used Refine, I think that Finn stocks would rise up massively.
It's like, amazing Refine, actually.
It's really hard to screw up a Brave Lance Refine, and if he gets even just dual phase Brave, you could literally just have that, and he's unique, so he will see use.
Yep.
So, if he gets any of this, I'll be very happy.
Same here.
Like, I'll build him easily.
Yeah, I actually have him like 7,000 or 8,000 SP. Like, I'm rearing. Like, I would love to do that. I actually thought Finn was amazing when he first came out. Unfortunately, yeah.
He just didn't have a perf.
He didn't have
the meta wasn't kind.
But now he does. All right, but that's Greed's prediction. For Shamil, he thinks it's speed -2. Of course, that makes sense, considering he has 43 HP, 46 attack, 31 speed, 34 defense, and 18 res. Makes a lot of sense. Oh yeah, he came with Miracle.
Yeah, he comes with Miracle and attack defense too.
Yeah, it's weird times, chat. Weird times. But yeah, Canto 2. Ah, okay. Wait, isn't it the same thing?
Not the same, because Canto Rem +1 could be up to 4 movement.
True. You're right. And if unit's HP is over 80%, unit can move to a space adjacent. Under 80%, unit can move to a space adjacent to any ally. If unit initiates combat, or if units within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +5 during combat. He's gonna try to quad. This one's gonna try to. Wow.
I
only
don't see that.
Is that the spear, that Shamil's spear, can't be used on the enemy phase to brave attack.
Yeah, which, if I'm being honest, I expect him to be dual phase because Leaf is, and so is Reinhardt. But we'll see.
And Arden.
Yeah, and Arden. Like, every genealogy Brave weapon, besides, like, Mugthrazir, for example, is true Brave, or Dire Thunder. So, yeah. I would expect the same for Finn.
All right, so I'm looking forward to that. If he can quad, that would be really cool.
Cool,
but
I don't expect it.
Yeah, I wouldn't really expect it. Laegjarn has 49 HP, 48 attack, 39 speed, 36 defense, and 17 res. She has Nui, red dual flying, new chill attack, and then distant guard. Now it is neutralize effective against flying bonuses. Wait, did she have that before? No.
Nope.
What?
It did not have the IO shield effect before.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it didn't. Honestly, I think that would be really nice. I don't truly expect it, but I think that would be perfect.
I actually think it's perfect because she has a lot of defense, not a lot of res. And if you're going to make her have low res, and of course archers will still just smash her, that would be a bit sad. So,
yeah.
So speed +3. Yeah. And then 50% total bonuses on foe to units, attack speed, defense, res during combat. So basically, if your opponent's buffed, she just gets more damage output. But yeah, it's still at 50%.
Conceptually, it's conceptually great, but in practice,
Yeah.
touchy.
It's
Because say your foe has attack defense +6, that would give you all +6, but because they're attack defense +6, you're really only getting like speed 6.
right.
That's it. So
Yeah.
it's okay.
Yeah, because you don't take away your opponent's buffs and they still retain them, so your advantage is not as crazy.
Right.
I will say, however, I'm surprised because I feel like the hindrance on it by being 50% total bonuses, I get how crazy it could be if your opponent's fully buffed up, but I would also say she's a pretty old unit, and I can see them actually removing that 50% and making it 100% because it's so inconsistent.
Yeah, but at that point, if your foe is hit for just an attack speed 6, you're getting 12 in every stat. I mean, I don't know. Because attacks, like, a double stat +6 is not hard to get in this game. But I think that might get a little too out of hand too quickly.
All right. Well, we'll see. At start combat, if foe's HP is over 50%, inflicts attack speed defense res -4 on foe during combat, and inflicts penalty on foe's attack speed defense res during combat equals current bonus on each of its stats, foe stats ×2. Ah, okay.
I actually would expect the inverse here, personally. Which is grants all +4 and then steals foe's buffs.
Yeah.
Or yeah, like I think that a binding necklace sort of thing might be a little better on you rather than a reverse Primus Truth.
Yeah, because it feels weird to penalize them, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially since that actually, I mean, yeah, it's just an in-combat panic with a flat buff. I guess you could technically do that, is inflict in-combat panic. It's not technically out of the question.
Okay. For Greed, it is new equals speed +3, same thing. Adds 50% total bonuses, same thing. Inflicts attack speed -4 on foes within 2 spaces during combat. That is attack speed rain, which is pretty nice. At start combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, which is basically guaranteed, grants attack speed defense res +4 during combat and deals damage equals 20% of unit's defense. That's a very strange direction to go, but it does utilize her pretty well. That's weird.
I don't know if I could see this happening, but if it did, I wouldn't complain. I think this actually, like, it wouldn't be the direction I would think of immediate with new. Like, something closer to the former prediction, I think, would be more what I would expect to fully lean into the fact she steals buffs. But this actually is kind of an interesting take.
I do want to say, chat, for heroes like Laegjarn, it is a blank slate. Virtually anything can happen. It's so difficult to make a prediction here.
Yeah, like she's I mean, her rest is terrible, but realistically, she's a generalist. The only thing that we can really say is that she turns her foes' buffs into her own total buffs.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see what they do, but this is hard to predict. Sanaki with 35 HP, 53 attack, 30 speed, 16 defense, and 33 res. Nifl Frostflowers, attack +3. I actually have Sanaki still, but attack +3. Yeah. If unit initiates combat or if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack res +6 to unit. During combat and grants attack res +6 to allies within 2 spaces.
Gonna drop the speed.
So I kind of agree with that to a certain degree, like dropping the speed, because it feels like Tharja should be the one to keep the speed. Sanaki always felt weird to have the speed because she wasn't the best user of it. But it does feel weird because it's not a pure upgrade; it's a detriment in a way.
And I'll be honest, I kind of like using Sanaki for her middling speed, because you can actually get it to a decent point. Like, it's not bad to have some speed. I think if anything, I'd probably say like attack speed res +5 even might be a little better.
Yeah.
That's just my perspective.
I do understand it though, because this follows the Sanaki archetype a lot better. It was always an anomaly that she got speed. It was weird.
Yeah, this Sanaki felt a little weird, and even though I loved using it, it did not feel like what I would expect out of Sanaki.
Right. Anyways, if unit initiates combat or if unit is within 2 spaces of an ally, inflicts attack res -5 on foe during combat, and foe cannot make follow-up attack. Oh, she needs that. Oh god.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that would work.
If she's not one-shotting them, and she's hard to set up because of I mean, she comes with bond. That really, now it's bond in form, essentially. Kind of. Just needs one ally.
But joint drive,
right. And then, of course, attack res -5 on foe. It gives her a better chance of one-shotting, and failing that, she'll have a better chance of surviving. She still only has an effective bulk of 51 for physical, so she's still in a lot of trouble, but against anything, against fast mages, she can at least do something.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I kind of like it.
All right. For Shamil, Nifl Frostflowers does attack +3, grants attack speed res +4 to allies within 2 spaces during combat, and if units within 2 spaces of an ally grants attack speed res +4 to unit during combat.
Yeah,
that's
for what I said.
Right. It is a compromise, but you do get res. Overall, you do get more stats because it now doesn't cap out at 6 attack, 6 speed. But
yeah,
that's a bit weird to have that compromise, but I get it.
Yeah. I think that if otherwise you're outright ditching a part of your original tome, so I think that meeting in the middle, and like this basically means you have to have 2 allies within 2 spaces. That would be in the normal condition. You get that at same attack speed, and for that you're also getting res +4, so it's not bad.
Fair enough. As for the rest of it, at start of turn grants the following status to adjacent allies. For 1 turn, unit can move to a space adjacent to any ally within 2 spaces. Wow, okay, I like that a lot. If unit shoots combat, or if units within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed res +4 to unit during combat.
You know what? If that were the refine, I'd believe it.
She can stack it up to 8. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Yeah, this is basically taking Spring Sharena's take, and then adding ground orders as the specific effect.
Oh.
Or, well, any orders, for that matter.
You know, I think it takes something like that. Giving any orders to allies is huge. That would actually make you a much more viable unit to use even as a support. Like, especially as a support hero, which she's definitely not the focal point of any offense at this point, so.
Oh, no. And don't get me wrong, she can kind of be at this point, but not especially well off. She's just, like, she won't be dead weight, is the way I see it.
True.
And if she got this, I mean, we already see how good Bridal Catria is just for the movement shenanigans. Even though it's not quite as broken as Catria, Sanaki would definitely be a mainstay in defense teams of this.
All right. But yeah, I like that a lot. Maribelle has Punishment Staff, and she has 34 HP. Oh my god. Yeah, that's a reminder. Her and Elise had no HP. Or at least
she has 4 more.
Right. It's so ridiculously low. But 49 attack, 36 speed, 16 defense, 27 res. Did you guys know she was like the fastest cav healer in the game?
Maribelle was the best defensive healer cav for a long time.
Yeah.
So much so that she only has 33 speed. So much so that I thought she would literally just be the premier cav for ages to come. And I used her for a long time. Like, she was so broken when she came out.
Yep. So it's nice to see her retain that. Of course, she still has Dazzling Staff and, of course, Staff Valor, which turned out to be much more useful than people expected because...
Oh, yeah.
People forget this, but old healers did not have weapons. They can only get SP from like leveling up or healing. It was really
They still do that. They still do that.
Don't we get weapons immediately nowadays?
No, I just summoned Flame the other day. She doesn't come with a weapon.
Okay, yeah. Flame is definitely like that. And Flame's even worse because Return doesn't give EXP or whichever healing it is.
Yeah, so you literally just... If you do not have Valor, you're just going to suffer.
Yeah. Right, so fun. With that said, glad Maribelle is getting some help because she's Punishment Staff is now speed +3. Calc damage from staff, like other weapons, is remaining as TA. As our turn flicks TA on nearest foes within 5 spaces. Automatic TA. Oh, that is both a benefit and a detriment. You could screw that up really easily.
That could go both ways. I don't know if I like the idea of uncontrollable TA, but on the other hand, because it's TA, I both hate it and love it at the same time.
You'll really have to build a team with her in mind, because if you don't run the full triangle, or at least the colors in the weapon triangle, she's not going to work out well. It's going to really hurt you. So, yeah, keep everything in mind. Aside from that, grants attack speed +4, and defect if unit has weapon triangle disadvantage, reverses weapon triangle advantage granted by foe skills. Huh. To allies within 2 spaces during combat. Huh.
Drive cancel affinity.
Huh. So that's very interesting. Cancel affinity is such a weird skill that nobody really uses anymore, but it's
meant to stop TA.
It's weird. Okay. 2 allies within 2 spaces during combat, and if units within 2 spaces of an ally grants attack speed +4 to unit during combat, and also if unit has weapon triangle disadvantage, reverse weapon triangle advantage granted by foe skills.
Oh. So it's joint drive, cancel affinity, attack speed.
So basically, there is no detriment to bad TA here.
As long as you remain in drive range.
Within 2 spaces,
which makes a lot. This is Interesting.
I
I don't know if they go this far for Maribelle of all people, but this actually is a really cool weapon.
Yeah, as long as it doesn't have the negative part of cancel affinity for yourself, it would work.
Yeah, well, cancel affinity has no negatives at tier 3.
Oh,
it's just all positives.
I don't even remember it. I'll be honest, guys. I don't even remember cancel affinity. Nobody uses
even
it.
Even if you do, the refine. It's so weird trying to read cancel affinity.
It pretty much just makes your negative matchup a neutral one, triangled, like depth-wise.
TA and CA do not stack.
Okay, I'm just gonna say, if they did something like this, I would be incredibly impressed because it makes her like very interesting. Nothing in the game is like this.
Yep.
So
and nothing will be like this.
Nothing will be like this. So if Maribelle is in fact going to use something like this, I'm all for it. I actually would hope to see it.
Yeah. And given, I actually really hope it's speed +3. I think it's going to be attack, but if she got speed +3 and actually had some good stats overall, she would be able to use that very well herself.
Yep.
And considering young Leon is a counter to into healers right now, hitting him with TA and then just going in thinking he has the advantage and actually is losing would probably be one of the funniest turnarounds I've ever seen out of a healer.
All right, with that said, Greid, punishment staff, grants attack +3, calculates damage from staff like other weapons. At start turn, inflicts triangle depth on closest foes within 5 spaces of unit. Same idea. After combat, unit attacked, inflicts triangle depth on target and foes within 2 spaces of target. I mean, if they do that, that's actually incredibly interesting, and I kind of like it. It's just it could backfire, but again, this is a unit you would use as a player. This could get really ugly if you screw it up. Is what I'm gonna say. So for AI. At start combat, if foe's HP is over 75%, grants attack speed +5 to unit during combat, and also penalties active on foe grants an additional attack speed +3 to unit during combat. Oh, that really makes her hit a lot harder, really easily.
Yeah, which I think is important.
Okay. Makes some sense because it doesn't negatively affect herself. TA doesn't do anything because she's colorless.
Yeah, unless it's a Raven Toe.
Oh, well, yes. So the entire point is like, yeah, penalty, attack speed +5, and then attack speed +3, and then inherent attack +3. Yeah, she's just gonna hit a lot harder, which makes sense because she was a scary defensive unit.
I don't know if they'd fully lean into just being defensive, but this pseudo attack speed catch would be kind of cool.
Yep.
All
right. I don't have much to say. Like, that's pretty simple. Like, this would be a lot more simplistic and would give us another offensive healer, which has a bit of like uniqueness to them. But that's all you really need to make a character stand out, and that's all you really want from your weapon refines. Make them stand out, but in a good way.
Yeah, it would basically be like young Lars Shell in the free-to-play pool. Not nearly as good overall, because dazzling status, it's terrifying, but it's still, like, you could absolutely use Maribelle in this particular hypothetical scenario.
Yep.
And be totally fine in a defense team.
Yep. Okay.
So, yeah, no, it's solid.
The biggest hero and the final hero. This is the one I've been looking forward to the most. Ares Eldigan, Dark Mystletainn. Special trigger cooldown count -1, still slaying, nice. If special triggers before or during combat, grant special cooldown count -2 after combat, aka it is still special Spyro. At start combat, if foe's HP is over 75%, inflicts attack defense -5 on foe during combat, and unit makes a guaranteed follow attack. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I don't know if they'd go that far. Also,
whoa.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Whoa. Because the entire idea is like a lot of DC Vantage Bonfire, Ares's and Eldigans are out there, mostly Ares.
Yep.
Do you really need that auto follow-up? It's so overkill.
That would not be the kind of build I would be using on specifically Ares. The whole point is that those two are one-shotting and are also not healthy.
Yeah, like, because if they do survive, that's a very chunky second shot coming through. He would basically be like Sigurd, you know? Not Legendary Sigurd, just base Sigurd. Auto doubles, attack defense was fine. Yeah, like, this is huge. If this is in fact going to be the case, but I'm going to say this, Dark Mystletainn doesn't need much to be amazing because its inherent ability is already amazing.
It just really needs pre-charge, which is one thing I find a miss out of this.
Yes.
This makes them into a much better overall unit, like actually top tier.
Yep.
But that's just because of how good auto follow-up is. it doesn't play much into what they do as a unit, and it also doesn't really help that the attack -5 penalty is feeding off Ares'
Yeah.
18 res.
But I understand from the respect of the low speed, because the audible would really resolve it. Ares and Eldigan are both plus attack at this point. They're all plus attack. So
Yeah.
for Greid, Dark Mystletainn is special trigger cooldown count -1, special triggers before same ability, special spiral. At start turn 1, grants special cooldown count -2. Ah, okay. If it's not adjacent to an ally, inflicts attack defense -5 on foe during combat. Ah, there you go. So what you were talking about. Yep. Because this way it just sets up Dark Mystletainn to be endlessly looping bonfires without any negatives to it.
Yep. Or in Eldigan's case, you'd be able to chain AoEs. By nature of what he's designed for. Like, it's built well for both of them, is what I'm saying.
Okay. This is not ridiculous considering the fact that doesn't Ike basically already do this?
Basically...
Legendary Ike?
Yeah, like, he comes with Slang, and then, yeah, he pre-charges it, and then your typical Ike build runs Spiral.
Yeah.
So you're basically just doing that all on the weapon.
Right, so I don't think it's broken because we already have something similar in the game, and I think this would make him extremely good. That's the reason he fell out of usage, by the way, chat, because you had to set him up. Right, he has Vanish, he has this encounter, and he has Special Spiral, and he has Bonfire, and he's all out of defense. It sounds so good until you realize, oh wait, we can't set this up without him dying.
Yep.
Then
and he's also just a little behind in stats, just a little bit.
But this would fix everything. So I actually really like this refine, and I don't think it's absolutely broken, because the reality is, come on, that was like what, 40 defense?
Yeah, like you're still only like doing an 80, 90 total damage on your bonfire plus attack.
Yeah, it sounds really tough until you remember that's not too much nowadays. So it would make him a lot more usable, and I like that.
Yeah. It's like it makes him into the carry you want out of a 4-star Ares without making him like world shattering. Like, this would be what I would want to make Ares the perfect like ideal of what he should be.
Right.
Because I'll just be totally honest, I hate setting up Ares, and that's why I don't use them.
Yeah,
it's all because of that setup.
Yep.
It's more possible if they gave him Wodow effect.
Yeah, oh, like that'd be so boring though. Yeah, they could.
What's that?
Wodow effect.
They could, but they're gonna add more to it. They don't do that. They're not that simple anymore.
Not anymore, yeah.
Especially with the recent 4-star refines like Male Morgan and Soth, they've both been like pretty intricate, I'd say.
Yeah. Ares is building off the backs of Titans, which Ares himself was a Titan, so I don't expect him to fall in that regard.
Yep. All right. But with that said, I think that's all the refines. I think this is a strong refine. I think this is very likely. I would say I'm easily most excited about the Dark Mystletainn refine, because I think in terms of a demoted hero who's going to be really good, it's definitely going to be Ares. But the one who actually like has a lot of my hopes and dreams would be Finn. Would be nice to use him again.
Yeah, if he's the only dual phase Brave Lance in the game, he immediately is usable. Absolutely, like regardless of what happens. Finn is this close to actually not going from unusable to a consideration for just about everybody.
Yeah.
They just need to do it.
Yeah.
So I have high hopes on Finn. I hope Dark Mystletainn gets the one thing it needs in pre-charge, and it's fine.